Alright guys, so today's video is about how to draw Bohr models of the atom. The purpose of drawing a Bohr model is to give us a visual representation of where the protons, neutrons, and electrons are in the atom. So we've already shown how we can represent atoms and elements with writing. We've shown, for example, let's look at the atom oxygen 18. Okay, so this particular isotope of oxygen. When we write it with the hyphen notation, we can figure out, we know the atomic number, the mass number, the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons just by having this hyphen notation. Okay? How do we figure out the atomic number? Well, we have to use our periodic table. If we look at the element oxygen on the periodic table, it's element number 8. That tells us that the atomic number for oxygen is 8. This number in the hyphen notation tells us that 18 is the mass number. Once we've got the atomic number and mass number, we have all the information we need. Remember, the atomic number tells us the number of protons. If it's a neutral atom, the number of protons and the number of electrons are always going to be equal. Okay? And then to get the number of neutrons, we take the mass number and we subtract the number of protons, so 18 minus 8. So we take mass number minus protons equals 10. That gives us the number of neutrons. Okay, so to draw this Bohr model of the atom, what we're going to draw is our nucleus. And we know in our nucleus we have the protons and the neutrons. So that's what we're going to write in here. We're going to write that we have 8 protons and 10 neutrons. And then the other thing that we have to know before we can write a Bohr model is how we're going to put our electrons in. And the thing that we have to remember is that our electrons are found in energy levels. And only a certain amount of electrons are allowed in each energy level. Okay, so for our Bohr models, the first energy level can have up to 2 electrons. The second energy level can have up to 8 electrons. And the third energy level can have up to 18 electrons. Okay, so we're going to start drawing our energy levels for oxygen. So energy level 1 is always going to get 2 electrons. Okay, so we said how many electrons do we have? We have 8 electrons to put into energy levels. So we've got 2 taken care of. 8 minus 2, we have 6 left over. So we're going to go ahead and draw a second energy level. We just draw it kind of like a ring. This isn't really the way the atom looks. This is just a representation that kind of gives us a visual way to look at it. Okay, so in our second energy level, we could have up to 8 electrons, but we don't need that many. We only have 6 left. So for oxygen, we've got 2 electrons in second energy level, 6 electrons, or 2 electrons in the first energy level, 6 electrons in the second energy level. Okay, so for a total of 8 electrons. Let's look at another example real quick. What if we have let's do chlorine written like this. So we'll write it a little bit differently this time. Let's do chlorine, and we'll write it as the nuclei symbol. Okay? We can get the same information written this way. we can still figure out the mass number, the atomic number, the number of protons, the number of electrons, and the number of neutrons. We just have to know what these numbers mean. Okay, pause the video for just a minute and figure out this information. Okay, got it figured out? You should be back. So, did you get that the mass number is 37? The atomic number is 17. That tells us there are 17 protons and 17 electrons. We subtract the number of protons from the mass number, we have 20 neutrons in our atom. So if we go to draw our Bohr model for this atom, in our nucleus, we have 17 protons, we have 20 neutrons, and then we draw our energy levels. First energy level can only have 2 electrons. Second energy level, how many electrons did we say? We said the second energy level can hold up to 8 electrons. Okay, so now we've got 2 plus 8, so we've got a total of 10 electrons there. How many do we need total? We need 17. So 2 plus 8 is only 10, so we're going to have to draw that third energy level out here. Okay, and we need 7 more electrons, so those 7 electrons are going to go out in that outer energy level. So now we've got a total of 17 electrons. One more thing, these electrons in the outer ring have a special name. They're called valence electrons. And as we get on into the next couple of units, we're going to find out that these electrons are really special. They're the outermost electrons, and they're the electrons that are going to do all of our reacting and bonding. So the valence shell electrons are electrons that you're going to remember. They're electrons that we're going to ask you, how many valence electrons in chlorine? How many valence electrons? And there's some tricks to figuring that out. But for now, this is the Bohr model. This is how we draw them. Hopefully, this video you will find helpful, and I will see you later.